Hello everyone, Phoenix Knight here. Welcome to the channel, and welcome to a new product unboxing on the channel. When I went up to my game store for game night on Monday night, I decided to pick All Time Wrestling up. I'd been researching it for a while, and it looked interesting, and I've been a huge wrestling fan back in the day, but I'll talk more about that as we get into the product unboxing. But let's go ahead and see what's all in here. We can crack this open. Who would win if a madman brought together the best wrestlers from the past, present, and future to answer once and for all the most debated question in pro wrestling history? Who is the greatest of all time? All Time Wrestling is a card and dice game that brings the fast-paced action and excitement of professional wrestling to your tabletop. With standard and advanced modes of play, ATW is accessible to gamers and non-gamers alike, using intuitive mechanics that are reminiscent of your favorite wrestling games. Choose your champion from the legends of the past, present, and future, each with their own deck of attacks, abilities, signature moves, and finishers. Player cards to unleash devastating combos, power bombs and pile drivers, aerial stunts, and deadly submissions. But will the dice be in your favor? That will be the question, and my question right now is what in the world did I do with my knife? I think my knife is still at my desk, so hang on a second while I go get that. Sorry for the delay. Knife was by my Call of Cthulhu books. So let's get this cracked open and see what we've got in here. Normally I keep my knife in here for product unboxings, but I didn't this time. So I talked a little bit about being a fan of professional wrestling back in the day. I'm not as big a fan of it now as I used to be, but I grew up in the Monday Night Wars era with the Attitude Era, the NWO, DX, Austin, Rock, Undertaker, Kane, all of them. But I haven't been as big a fan of it now as I used to be, so I'm hoping this will be a nice little trip down memory lane for me with a theme that I never really thought could be translated into a board game. I've played a lot of the rest of especially the WWE video games from back in the day. But let's crack this open and see what we've got in here. You can see the box art where we've got Randy Savage, Andre the Giant, that's from early 80s and the 70s, Kurt Angle, the British Bulldog, and some wrestlers I don't recognize. But we'll crack this open. I'm sure some of these were designed just for the game. We've got the rule book, which we'll give our cursory thumb through. Also an all or nothing rule book, which we can give a thumb through. Double Trouble rule book. We'll be giving quite a few rule books thumb throughs. Then we start getting into our punch board with our match momentum. I'm not sure what these are, but I'm sure there'll be an explanation there. More punch board. Actually, a lot of punch board. Trying to be careful with it. F it. I think that's going to just come out. But that's a cage match board. That'll be cool. Then we've got punch board for the wrestlers. Probably a status. I saw a video. I believe this one's for the campaign mode. Of course, not double-sided. Then we get into our wrestlers. We've got Ota Tsurugi, and a little bio on him. Ray Jaguar, with a bio on him. Andre the Giant. Jeez. I didn't realize this game was set 200 years in the future. Randy Savage. Jay Felix. Looks like a nice variety of wrestlers. Makundi Shumba. I probably butchered the pronunciation of that. Kurt Angle. And the British Bulldog. Then we've got our dice and our cubes in here, along with bags for days that I'd be stunned if I use. We've got various cards. I believe those are European sized, but I might be wrong. Then we've got what looks like tag team moves and some of the attack cards. I don't know why they did it like this, but we've got more of the attack cards in here. Stuff for the campaign mode from the looks of it. And more for the campaign mode. It looks like solo player aid there. Is there anything under the insert? There is not. Let's go ahead and start putting this stuff back in the box. And we'll give the rule books our cursory thumb through. Unless we start hitting campaign rules, in which case I'll definitely stop. I think we'll put that back in like so. That goes there. This all can go here. And we'll get that out of the way so we can give the main rulebook our first thumb through. This did have a few expansions in it as well. The All or Nothing, Double Trouble, and I think Legends as well. But here's the main rulebook. We'll give this our cursory thumb through. It seems to be nice and thin. Comic book inspired, which I'm not sure I like, but that's cool. Explanation of the components, what everything is there. Game concepts. Card anatomy and the momentum meter. I thought off and on about trying to house rule in a momentum meter of some kind for Title Bout 2. Not sure how I'd do that, but just something I'm kind of kicking around. I'll talk more about that in an eventual sports game retrospective that I'm going to do toward the end of the year. Setup. How to set up the game. Okay. Reference on abilities. Advanced attacks. How you can defend. Permanent abilities. How you win the game. And the credits. We can bring the All or Nothing rulebook in as well. It's actually fairly thin as well. Alright, so rules on how to play the solo 1v1 and the campaign. Hopefully, like I said, I'm hoping all the story is tied into the card. But we'll find that out. Okay. And I do like that there are cage and last man standing matches in here as well. And how the campaign works. And setting it up. How to play the career mode. Oh, now we've got setup, which is probably fine. Take a look at this. Okay. Seems like it's going to be a pretty short campaign, which I'm not sure about, but let's bring the Double Trouble rulebook and shot here as well. Looks like introducing tag team cage and tag team last man standing matches. Okay. And how to set up for a tag team cage match. Okay. Alright. That looks to be everything in the box for this version of All Time Wrestling. This had, like I said, this had a few expansions in it. But we can bring everything back in. Yep, contained Legends, Double Trouble, and All or Nothing. But that's everything in the box for All Time Wrestling. Later this afternoon, in fact, I'm probably going to be setting it up here shortly, we're going to have the finals for the Greatest Boxer Tournament entitled Bout 2. As for tomorrow, we're going to go back to the Air War during World War II. First, we're going to play an alternate history game as we play America Bomber, Evil Queen of the Skies from Compass Games. Then we'll be back into our background campaign of Target for Today from Legion War Games. Thank you for watching the video. Please give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Be sure to turn on notifications so you get my content. Be well, stay safe, take care of yourselves and your loved ones, and I'll be back with more videos in the future. Until then, take care everyone.